All right, this is Mr. Whipple, Studies Weekly 8, Citizen Participation. The United States Constitution created a representative democracy. This means that citizens vote for the representatives who will create and enforce the laws of the country. Every 4 years, a new United States president and vice president are elected. The whole country seems focused on this election. However, there are many other offices for which citizens have a vote. Local office holders like school board, mayor, or city commissioner make important decisions for the citizens in that area. State office holders include governors, state representatives, and court members. Citizens also vote for senators and representatives who go to Washington, D.C. to make national laws and policies. Citizens can vote for the representatives, but just who are the citizens and which citizens can vote? When the Constitution was ratified, only white men 20 or 1 years of age or older who owned property were allowed to vote. Think about this. Who was left out of voting? Women were half the population, could not vote. American Indians were not allowed to vote, nor were any African Americans, whether free or enslaved, which isn't quite true. Some states allowed African Americans to vote. People who owned property usually had more money than people who did not. This meant that people making decisions were white, wealthy men who were at least 21 years old. Because of this, a lot of people were disenfranchised, which means they were not allowed to vote. Since the creation of the Constitution, amendments have been passed that allow more people to vote. The 15th Amendment allowed former slaves and people of color to vote. The 19th Amendment allowed women to vote. Later amendments allowed people living in Washington, D.C. to vote and lowered the voting age to 18. Discrimination in voting was also outlawed. Many more citizens have the right to vote now than in the very first election. How do you think that this has changed the people who are elected to office? Is it now just old, white, wealthy men, or are there other people?